Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of the Sauce. Thursday night college football. I'm just going through one of the games because I don't really know much about Southern Miss. They look terrible, so I'm just going to go through the ACC game. Wednesday night was not kind to me. I got Mactioned. I thought it was going to split 1-1 because Akron had the ball down 19-0 with 3 minutes left. First and goal on the 5. Guy throws an interception in the end zone. Blew what should have been an easy backdoor cover. But what are you going to do? I mean, if you're betting these Maction games heavy, Lord be with you. But yeah, we got Virginia at Louisville. Cards are laying 20.5 points at home. Total sitting at 50.5, which is down from 51.5. Let's do it.
Welcome to the Sauce. The Sauce. Sauce. Hey, get the sauce.
Publix all over Louisville in this one, as you would expect. This number bounced around a little bit, dropped down to 20 on Monday, then came back up to 20.5. I actually saw a couple 21s out there throughout the week, and it looks like, I'm looking at it right now, it looks like DraftKings has it at 21 right now. So there are 21s. If you're looking for a UVA plus 21, you can find it. But consensus line right now is at 20.5. Public definitely on the cards. As far as recent head-to-head history, Virginia has not been an easy out for this Louisville team. Actually, the Cards have lost 3 of their last 5 games to UVA, including 2021, which was the last time Virginia came to Louisville. So these two teams coming off basically complete opposite performances last week. Louisville absolutely slaughtered Virginia Tech, and trust me, I should know. I bet Virginia Tech plus 10 pretty heavy. It was one of my top bets. I liked it a lot. Vatex looked good. They got crushed. It was 34-3. Louisville held them to just 140 yards of offense in the game, just a complete beatdown. And UVA is basically coming off a complete opposite performance. They had a home game against Georgia Tech, and they just had no answers for Georgia Tech on the ground. Georgia Tech rushed for 305 yards on 44 carries, 6.9 yards per carry. Final score was 45-17. Virginia also turned the ball over 3 times in that game. So normally in a situation like this, immediate lean would go to Virginia. I mean, you got one team coming off a blowout win, other team coming off a blowout loss, a nice buy low, sell high spot. But I have a couple concerns about betting Virginia here. First one being that Georgia Tech game where they let up 308 yards on the ground. That wasn't a one-off. Virginia's been terrible against the run this whole season. Cavs defense is 55th overall according to Betarank, so maybe not quite as bad as you think, but they're all the way back at 114th in effective rush. That's the last thing you want to hear when you're going into a game against Jawar Jordan and this Louisville rushing attack. They're 27th in the FBS in run frequency and rated 15th in effective rush, so Louisville runs the ball often and they run the ball efficiently. And I really don't see what Tony Elliott's going to do here defensively. I mean, he's going to have no choice but to load the box because UVA's defensive front will get bulldozed otherwise, but that's going to leave a lot of open space in the secondary for Jack Plummer to make plays. And look, say what you want about Jack Plummer. I mean, I took Louisville minus 3.5 in that NC State game where they won 13-10, so I didn't get that cover. He was horrible. I mean, we were cursing him out in the Discord for like 2 straight hours that night. It was a Friday night game. He was absolutely terrible. But the truth is, I can't ignore how efficient this dude's been at home this year. His numbers on the road aren't anything great at all, but at home, he's completing 77% of his passes, 10.9 yards per pass attempt, 8 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, a 192 passer rating. He's been elite at home. So how is Virginia going to load the box to try to slow this Louisville run game down? I mean, I just don't see it. And on the other side of the ball, I don't see how we can fade this Louisville defense right now either. On their last 3 home games, they're allowing just 7.7 points per game. 7.7. 213 yards per game. That's their last 3 home games. And one of those games against Notre Dame. One was against Duke, but they had no Riley Leonard. And Riley Leonard is basically the entire Duke offense. So, I mean, they shut him out 23-0. And the other game was against Virginia Tech, who's been playing well since they made that quarterback change. The Cardinals defense is a problem right now. They climbed into Betarank's top 10 defensively, 7th in effective rush, 15th in effective pass. And Virginia might be rolling into this game with a backup quarterback. Tony Muskett got hurt early in the Georgia Tech game. He's listed as day-to-day. I don't think he's going to play. Now, the backup Clandria, he has I think this will be his 5th start. So he's played. He's a freshman, but he's not completely new. But if you look at Virginia's schedule in the season, Those chunk of games where they were looking sharp, they almost went on the road and beat Boston College. They went into Chapel Hill and beat North Carolina. They took Miami to overtime in Miami. That chunk of games, those were all with Tony Muskett at quarterback. The games where Calandria got the start, UVA's 0-4. His only road start was at Maryland, and he was terrible in that game. Virginia got absolutely boat raced. They actually took an early 14-0 lead, and then Maryland scored 42 unanswered points to beat them 42-14. There's just no way I can back this freshman quarterback on the road in Louisville. Even getting 20.5 points, it's terrifying. But here's why this game is just awful to try to bet. Look how bad of a spot this is for Louisville. So they just had a blowout win, short rest, just 4 days off, a random weeknight game at home against a Virginia team that they should slaughter, and they've got Miami on deck on the road. Look familiar? Look back at the end of September, the same exact situation. They blow out Boston College, then they have a short week before playing NC State, a weeknight game, a team that they should beat, with Notre Dame on deck, and they almost lost. They actually had to come back and win in the fourth quarter. Final score was 13-10. I was just talking about that game before. So even though on paper the Cards should absolutely crush Virginia in this spot at home, I don't think I can get there and lay the points. So I won't bet Virginia with Calandria at quarterback, but what I think I'm going to do is play the under. It's at 50.5. The public's coming in heavy on the over. Total still dropped from 51.5 to 50.5. I like it. It's a flat spot. That's exactly what happened in the NC State game. It was super low scoring. So yeah, I'm going to take the under. Give me the under at 50.5. If you want our top bets for all sports, parlays of the day, or if you want to join our Discord, head over to KyleKirms.com. The information's right there on the homepage. Thursday night FBS, not the greatest night of college football here. My attention will probably be more on the NFL game and the NBA for this Thursday night, and we'll get ready for the weekend. But still, I do like this under. I'll be betting it. Remember to bet responsibly. Let's have ourselves a nice Thursday, and I'll talk to you in the Discord.